Hi everyone, it's Sue and welcome back to Discovering the Art of Living. Now here's my co-host JJ. Say hi JJ. So if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button below as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content. Now this is part 3 in my series of my acronym SLOW in order to reach your successful dreams. S-L-O-W. So today is O, which is optimizing your time and space, getting organized, and observing those you admire. So I watch a lot of DIYers on YouTube, but I have a couple of favorites that I always go to. And one of them is Liz Fenwick DIY. Now I was watching her video on how she was redoing part of her craft room, and she had an amazing pegboard system on the one whole wall of her craft room, and I thought, oh, I need that. So I am going to put a link in the description box below to her actual channel because she's probably better at explaining how to actually install the pegboard. But I will go through and show you the pegboard that my husband helped me install and how I set it up and the little tricks and tips that I used in order to make it more organized. So I observed someone that I admired and used her tips and tricks in order to get my life more organized. So let's get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to a sneak peek of my craft room / mum cave. Now this is the pegboard that I've been working on, and like I said, we are talking about O, optimizing your space and time, getting organized, and observing those you admire. And Liz Fenwick DIY, had the original idea for this giant pegboard, so I will leave a link in the description box below as well as the little link that'll pop up above so you can see exactly how to put up this pegboard. But I will go through and show you what is on it and some tips and tricks that I use to organize it. So first of all, really shop around, because originally I went to IKEA because I thought, wow, they have lots of organizational things, and they had beautiful little pegboards that were specifically designed for craft rooms and not necessarily for garages, but they were expensive. A little like 2 or 3 foot by 2 or 3 foot piece looked beautiful and had all the coordinating baskets and hooks and knickknacks that you would need for a craft room, but it was about $20. So I would need over $100 worth of pegboard just to fill up this big wall. So I did shop around at the hardware store and variety of them, and Home Depot in our area was by far the cheapest. I got this 8 foot by 4 foot piece for less than $20, and they actually cut it down for me to 8 foot by 3 foot to fit into my space. I got the little more expensive. It's already painted white, but I think it was only a couple of dollars more to have it already painted white. But if you are on a budget and you have some white paint kicking around at home, you can feel free just to buy the regular pegboard and paint it. So we will go up and I will show you what I've done. So I also bought at Home Depot a kit of a variety of different hooks and a couple of baskets and whatnot, and again it was less than $20, and I have utilized that, plus I made some little doodads of my own. So tip number 1, I bought some baskets at the dollar store thinking I could hang them up. However, because of the shape of them, they're not perfectly square. They kind of drooped like this one here with the paint, which isn't too bad unless you put something really heavy on it. This one over here is a little bit more straight up and down, and it hangs a little better. This one here is quite droopy, so I just have my light embroidery thread in it. But the baskets that you buy at Home Depot to go on a pegboard are quite expensive, so I had to kind of make do. So we will start over here, and here is my kitty clock, which is still hanging up beside my pegboard. You'll probably hear it ticking in the background. But up here, I put up some of my pegs, and I have my googly eyes, some of my tools, and then I have a variety of wreath forms. I always buy them on sale at the dollar store whenever I get inspired, so I hung those up, and these are just from the hooks that you get in your kit. Again, this is just a Dollar Tree basket, and it's got my chalk paints in it. And some more tags. This was a cool idea too. I already had this little container with sections in it for beads, and it came with the little handle already on it, so I could just hook that onto a peg. I've got a couple of baskets that just sit on the shelf, which is fine. There's my kitty overseeing the craft room. Hi kitty. Now this curtain rod up here was a brainchild of my hubby's. He found it at Value Village because I have, for some reason, a lot of ribbon. But actually only 2 rolls of St. Patrick's Day ribbon. Refer back to joke in previous video. So I needed something really big to have my ribbon on. So he found this curtain rod. But then when we tried to just hook it up with the hooks, it didn't stick out far enough for the rolls because the rolls are quite wide. So we found these baskets at the Dollar Tree, and they're meant for over the door because they have the little hooks on them. So he put one on either end, and then as you can see, the curtain rod just hooks into the basket, so you can take it down if you need to. Genius idea, hubby. So again, we have baskets with some leftover ribbon, extra ribbon. This down here was just a Dollar Tree little wooden sign that I flipped upside down and used it as a shelf to put my specialty paints on. And over here is kind of a neat idea. This is my little Barbie doll collection. When I was a kid, I loved Barbie dolls. I had hundreds of them. And my kids thought it would be cute, and my hubby, to buy me one for Christmas. So this is, because I am a woman of many moods, I have different Barbies. So I have my lab tech chemist scientist Barbie, because I used to work in a lab and I'm math and sciencey. But then I also have my girly princess Barbie. And then I have my girl wrestler Barbie, because believe it or not, I actually like wrestling. My mom and I used to watch it way back when it was the WWF. Now that it's the WWE, my son and I actually went to a match. So there you go, I have my Barbies displayed there. So I have my variety of different scissors that have fancy cutting edges on them for scrapbooking and whatnot. Again, this little basket came with a little hanger on it, so I could just hang that on there, and that's got my magnets. These little black containers up here came with my kit, but they're really kind of flimsy and they're really lightweight plastic, so I just put a couple of paper clips and pins and light materials in there. And this, that's meant for screwdrivers if you're using it in the garage, actually holds my foam brushes quite well. I have a couple more baskets that I've put up here. And this was my ingenious hack right here. This metal wire mesh container is actually one of the ones that attaches to a shelf so that you can put paper or books and hang it underneath a shelf. But I got the brainchild to turn it sideways and hook it on with the hooks. Then I could use this top part for a shelf. I could also hang things from here if I wanted. And this part that's supposed to attach to a shelf very nicely holds all my washi tape. Aha! Then under here, another screwdriver holder. I put my paintbrushes in. Now normally if you just hang this on the wall, the paintbrushes will slide right through, but I put it right up against the shelf so that the paintbrushes have something to sit on. And over here I have my marker collection. Now those plastic little tubs, I am amazed that I still found them. I picked them up at a yard sale like years and years and years ago, and I actually had 8 of them. And I'm not really sure why they were for sale at the yard sale. They are kind of like a utility utensil rack, because they have holes on them. They say Rubbermaid on them, and they have little hooks on them. But underneath, I don't know if you can see or not. So they're just Dollar Tree cooling racks that you get to put your baked goods on. But I just attached them to the pegboard, and then these little clippy things hook on the back. And I thought that was pretty tricky. And those little jars up at the top, they also came with the pegboard, but again, they're plastic and they're quite flimsy, so I just put some light things in them. But as you can see, my pegboard is pretty full. Thank goodness my hubby actually suggested I get the big one. I thought, oh no, I just need a small one, but it's already full. I have a little bit of room to put a few things here and there, but pretty much full. And over here, some of my magazines I kind of separated them all into different categories rather than having them hidden away in a closet where I'll never see them. These ones are ones I will use for sewing. So this is actually a CD holder that I found at Value Village, and I think it was like $3. But it actually holds up the magazines quite well. So these are all my sewing and quilting magazines, and they're out so that if I want to use them, they're readily available. If I don't need them, then they're kind of out of the way and they're fairly secure there. Then I also have my laminator and varieties of markers, whatnot. And my cute little polar bear sign here that says relax, keep cool, and go with the flow. That's going to be my motto for 2020. So there you have it. Here is how I organized my pegboard. This is part 3 of my Mega Mom Cave makeover. So stay tuned for part 4, which is coming up next week. And until next time, have a great day, and let me know in the comments section below what organizational ideas you have, either for your craft room or your kitchen or your bathroom, any neat little tips and tricks that you might want to share with everybody. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and in the comments section below, again, also put in any tips and tricks that you might have for organization. And if you haven't already done so, click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos. See you next time on Discovering the Art of Living.